Tag TV and Tag Radio be seen and heard by both technology users and technology producers throughout the state of Georgia and around the world. Low cost, big benefits, powerhouse online branded video and audio has arrived. Tag TV, Tag Radio, there's a lot more to know. This edition of Tech Talk is brought to you by GlobalSpeak.com, new media consultants, corporate video and audio communications, video and audio production and distribution, live and virtual event production. Tag TV and Tag Radio is a service of GlobalSpeak.com, creatively delivering powerful marketing, video, and audio solutions. 50 grand. That's right, $50,000 in cash and over $400,000 in services. The judges have announced the final four from an original number of 80 companies that went through the early rounds. But now it's right up to the semifinals where 10 were selected, and then there were 4. It's back, it's bigger, and it's better than ever. The 2012 TAG Business Launch Competition. Since founded to support Georgia's borough-going startup community in 2006, it has become one of the largest competitions of its kind in the United States, awarding over the years $450,000 in cash and over $1 million in donated services. Greetings, everyone. This is a special 2012 TAG Business Launch Tech Talk series, exclusive interviews with this year's finalists you simply will not want to miss. An all-star panel of judges from venture capital and investment firms from Boston, Menlo Park, California, Vienna, Virginia, and Atlanta studied, drilled, and gave hard questions for over 2 days to the presenters, narrowing the 10 semifinals to 4 remaining companies gearing up for the big competition at 4 p.m. till 8 p.m. on May the 24th. America, this is your Final Four launch competition. Finalist fighting to win $50,000 in cash and over $400,000 in services, and only one, to be awarded the grand prize of all, to be named the TAG 2012 Business Launch winner. Bright Light Systems Incorporated, LED and LEP solid-state lighting technology, energy-efficient lighting, fixtures, and energy data management solutions. CollectorDASH, a social mobile e-commerce platform for manufacturers and sellers of collectible items. IdeaString, socialized innovation and collaboration platforms for the enterprise. And SalesLoft, leveraging the power of the Internet and CRM data to speed up client sales cycles and close more deals. It's Friday, May 17th, 2012, and next up to the Tech Talk TAG Business Launch Final Four, we interview Bill Jones, founder of CollectorDASH. With a solid quarter-century of record value creation, Bill has built 2 businesses from very early stage through maturity. Most recently, president of Air2Web, today a leading mobile marketing software as a service business. Consider this, Air2Web delivers over a billion with a B, text messages to consumers each year. Prior to Air2Web, he was director of product management for all of Nokia's enterprise software. That's right, Nokia, where he was instrumental in the development of Nokia's breakthrough project that led to the OVI initiative as well as Nokia's E71 phone. He was one of only 2 top executives leading IntelliSync's sale to Nokia, where he was IntelliSync's VP of products. If that were not enough to be a business launch finalist, if not a business launch winner, before the SynchroLogic IntelliSync Nokia huge success, Bill ran global product management and user interface design for Lotus IBM and was a pioneer in Windows apps at Samna Corporation, where he led the team that built AmyPro, the first window word processor. America, the third of your Final Four, meet Bill Jones, founder, as we Tech Talk Business Launch finalist, CollectorDASH. Bill, welcome to Tech Talk.
Thank you, Frank. It's a pleasure to be here.
Well, do I have a couple of words that I think will get you excited? How about $50,000 in cash? Congratulations on making the Final Four for the 2012 Business Launch Competition. What an insane, great opportunity for you to really get great exposure, but really to get some, I'm sure, important funding and a group of services that's just really overwhelming. Share with our listening audience a little bit about the experience and what you've gone through as far as getting through the semifinals. I believe there were 80 companies to start with. Obviously, got down to 10. Now you're down to 4. Share with us a little bit about the experience.
Sure thing. It's a gauntlet for sure. You have to look good on paper. You have to look good in 10 minutes, and then 15, and then 15 again, and with a different set of folks. And so you're always pitching your idea and hoping that it's one of the top ones. I'm thrilled and excited to be a finalist. The competition this year is very good. I know a number of the other finalists, and it's an honor and privilege to be one of them.
You know, on one side it's a recognition. On the other side, it is an exercise. I mean, it really does put you through the paces. I've heard it so many times, time and time again, that we went into it thinking we knew what we were doing. We thought we had a pretty good grasp on not only the concept, the innovation, the idea, but also how we were going to implement it. But along the way, those challenges, those questions, making us go through those gauntlets, as you say, those hoops, really made us a better business plan, win, lose, or draw.
Yes, it does, and had a little advantage in that we're a recent graduate of the Flashpoint Incubator program as well, which it's like having your own personal trainer. So we got into shape.
Let's drift into a little bit about the concept, the innovation itself. I happen to be a collector, antique collector, but I know that the challenge and the passion and the even the fellowship that happens within a collecting community can be, on one side, very deep and very important. On the other side, sometimes challenging and difficult to implement or to connect. Tell us a little bit about CollectorDASH.
Sure. Collectors are it's a kind of a peculiar, interesting consumer phenomenon that I observed 4 years ago when I ran into an old college friend who had 10,000 different Coke bottles. And, after I picked my jaw up off the ground,
really?
I said, well, how does that happen? We started getting into the whole consumer dynamic of collectors and the community social aspect and the interesting, passions of collectors following their hobby. I started looking at it and was just blown away by how deceptively large these groups of consumers are. And when I tell people about collectors, everybody knows, if they're, it's estimated one in 5 people are collectors. If you aren't one, you certainly know them, and you think they're fun and exciting, but it's a little wacky too. I saw a guy pay $2,000 for a Coke can, and you're like, what drives this? And it's a really interesting consumer dynamic. They tend to be extremely underserved from a technology perspective, whereby Excel and eBay are their best tools. And frankly, their general purpose, very generic.
Buy, sell, not too much for me. I was trying to remember in my mind just the other night. I was watching a program, and I think it was one of those decorator shows on HDTV or something, and this woman had a room for snow globes, and she collected snow globes, and had like 800 of them. And I think one of the things that the digital distribution does is demassification. You can have a peculiarity like, Coke not so much, I think, especially with our particular audience. A lot of us know and even have some memorabilia and why we keep Coke collectibles. But, snow globes, I'm sure that there are people out there that once there was an opportunity based on broadband and on the digital outreach of the Internet or the digital platform that we now talk about, that the opportunity for people to get together and communicate, collaborate, maybe go into a little bit deeper. The concept of the verticalness of it and the outreach is obvious. What are kind of some of the functions that you're going to get into?
Sure. Yeah, you bet. So first of all, our relationship with our customers is centered around the things that they love. We manage their collections for them, and we engage them with other like-minded people. And like you said, that's the reason that they do this, that they collect. And so our customer relationship is around the passion that they have for these things. What we found, though, is that we could create a platform, and whether you collected paperweights, snow globes, fishing lures, action figures, model trains, whatever, you wanted to, A, know what's out there, B, know what I have, C, know what I want, D, buy things, sell things.
Know what you don't have.
Know what you don't have. Know what this one's worth.
Yeah.
Okay? Know what my collection's worth. Know how to connect with other people and share. Those are the core kind of verbs or features that our platform brings together and integrates for collectors, regardless of whether it's snow globes or vinyl records.
You know, I think anyone that's seen the evolution over the last 10 years, 12 years, I often will talk about dynamic fluidity and exponential growth, and I jokingly say to some of the innovators that we talk to, it's getting now phantasmagoric. I mean, there's magical things you can do with all these apps and digital devices, but the ideas that really take off, the ones that really work, are the ones that serve a function, that really do something that people want and need. And sometimes it can be something, what appears to be on the surface, relatively simple. But what a powerhouse idea, Bill. This is really great. Well, what are you doing right now? How's it going? What's happening?
It's going great. We've got 2 categories, 2 communities addressed so far. We launched originally for the action figure community. We have more than 13,000 users on the platform today. They manage more than 500,000 items of their own on the site, which works out to be more than 100 per average collection. And so we end up with very much a lifetime relationship with these collectors. We are the platform by which they manage their collection. We have more than 80,000 items specifically wanted on the platform, and they're selling and buying more than 12,000 items on the site today. We launched 2 weeks ago CollectorDASH model trains, our second platform. And it's going great. We have 90,000 items in our model train catalog. We have almost 3,000 items under collection already, and that's just in 2 weeks. And the reaction we're getting from the clubs and manufacturers, et cetera, has been really, really great. Can I say something about that? Because
sure.
The Dash business, Dash is our nickname, the Dash business doesn't just address the needs of the collectors, it addresses the needs of the companies that service the collectors, meaning the sellers of collectible items, the manufacturers of collectible items, and the licensors to the manufacturers of collectible items. We help those companies make more money, sell more stuff, and have a deeper relationship with their customers than they otherwise normally would. We go to market with manufacturers or sellers that are already in the collectible categories, and that's a key thing. We fundamentally solve needs both for the collector and for the supply chain that services the collector.
Well, you can either say it's accidental excellence or unintended consequences, and I think that defines a lot of what happened with Facebook. When they first got started, what they intended to do versus what they're doing now. I think as you progressively mature this thing out, more and more opportunities are going to come about recognizing the community and the layers and tentacles that make up that community. I mean, my first thought is about distance learning, for example, and they talk about education, and they say that you can't teach kids the way that you want to teach them. You have to teach them the way they want to learn. I think marketers are going to be wanting to do the same thing in the future. They're going to want to communicate to people in the kind of language and the kind of message that best communicates to them. So if I'm in the model trains and I want to drink Coca-Cola, I can talk to them in a model train message, I guess, for lack of a better description. So, I mean, it would seem like the opportunities to get deeper and deeper as you mature out the concept. Okay, well, here's the big question, and I live with both a CFO and also an accountant that constantly tells me, how do you make money doing this? How do you make money doing this? Okay, Bill, how do you make money doing this?
Show me the money question.
Really?
Yeah. So our financial model, our revenue model, is based on 2 primary parts. The first is premium subscriptions. And so you can come onto the Dash platform as a collector, browse the catalog, manage your collection, your wanted list, buy and sell, all for free. okay? However, if you want to value items, if you want to value your collection, if you want to trade items, if you want to use our really innovative mobile applications on iPhone and Android, you upgrade, and you upgrade to what we call the Dash Collectors Club, and you pay an annual subscription fee ranging from $25 to $50, $60 a year, and you get access to those innovative, value-extending features. Number one. Number two, we do make money. We have an integrated marketplace built into the site, and so when items are bought and sold on the site, we take a transaction fee based upon marrying up buyers and sellers. And our transaction fee is 8% as opposed to like an eBay's 12%.
And again, you a much more dedicated, more serious community that's going to understand the value of what they're talking about, both in terms of buying and in terms of selling. I just think, again, on surface, it sounds like, well, hasn't somebody done that before? And then on the other side, it's like, why hasn't somebody done this before? So I think you really got a great idea, Bill. I can see why you made the Final Four and really have a great shot at winning the whole game. Okay, well, what about the future? We've kind of brainstormed a little bit about what that might hold, but what do you think the future holds for CollectorDASH?
Well, we have built out the platform. We're in many ways pretty mature down the road on this idea with tens of thousands of users and revenues and things like that. We are raising money right now. That's going quite well, and we're going to use that money to actually do, for goodness sakes, a little marketing to penetrate the categories even better and faster. And then in addition to that, we are going to leverage the fact that we have a platform, and we will be expanding into different verticals with the ability to work with foundation partners in, for example, die-cast vehicles, dolls, coin stamps. There's a number of categories that we've identified that we know our platform is going to be very, very welcome and readily adopted for.
Well, it's going to be fun to watch not only what happens over the next couple of weeks, the finals competition and the Venture Capitalist panel. It's all set for Thursday, May 24th at 3:30 p.m. at the DeFore Center. That's 1710 DeFore Avenue. Information is going to be on Tag Online for those that still want to register. Obviously, a great opportunity to see four really, really solid business opportunities, venture situations that, much like what you're hearing about today, have strong legs and a great opportunity to succeed. I know one thing that's a lot of fun to watch is to watch something like this get started, watch it go through the paces, through the gauntlets or hoops, as you talked about earlier, and then actually see them ultimately succeed. I often think to myself, my dad was an old Italian. He would say in broken English, if you don't own a swimming pool, know someone who does. Well, Bill, I'm going to say that I knew you win, because it sounds to me like you got a winning opportunity on your hands. Best of luck in the final competition, and continued best of luck on CollectorDASH. What a great idea.
Well, thank you very much, Frank. Thanks for the opportunity, and I'll see you next week.